rest of the game in the bed. I could have did a video, but yesterday I was like tired. I knew I had to get up early this morning. I get up early already, so I still get up early, hit the road. So, but yeah, man, I watched the game, just a lot of it. And the difference last night, you know, everybody is the difference on this team, not named Malik Beasley. I don't know what's going on with Malik Beasley, but I did like how they have Malik Beasley going to the basket. He's a fantastic. He's more. I think he is a shooter, but he's more than a shooter. He's a phenomenal scorer. He's a phenomenal driver. He can drive that basketball, man. The way he can finish at the rim, you know, he's a good finisher. So I like how J.B. Bickerstaff said, guess what? You want a slump? We're going to get you going. We're going to get you going to the rack. Now, apparently, he shot the savory, whatever it's called, savory slider video on Greenfield, according to my comment section. I'm like, nigga, they couldn't get you in the Southfield location? But maybe it was the one in Greenfield or Oak Park. You know, they got the one on, I don't know if that, I think I might have one in Greenfield, Oak Park. You know, I'm thinking the one on, like, what is that, Joy Road in Greenfield? Like, nigga, what is you doing over there? Like, I don't even want to be over there. But, shout out to the Exit 9, by the way. But yeah, man, so, yeah. You know, but for the most part, you know, Asar Thompson played aggressive. He kind of reminded me of Corliss Williamson a little bit. That's how he got an offensive play. You know, remember Corliss was, you know, was he part of that? What is it, 40 minutes of hell in Arkansas? Was he part of that? I could be wrong. I want to believe he was, but, you know, Corliss was he was an undersized power forward. He was thick. He was going to get to that rack and finish. You know, and I think Asar just slashing, doing what he do best, slash. Run that baseline, you know, dominate that paint. Just dominate the paint. Don't worry about shooting it. Like, for a lot of these guys that can't shoot, they think they're going to go from non-shooter to three-point shooter. I don't think that's a good idea. If I'm a shooting coach, I want them to learn to shoot the ball inside the arc first. You know, think about Tony Parker and Rip Hamilton. They were guys that shot the ball at the mid-range shot, and then eventually they crept their range out to the three-point lane. That's how you do it. If you got these guys practicing shooting threes, you go from a zero to a hero shooting threes, that's a problem. Get them working off the block, bank shot, you know, a little shot from the elbow, a little shot from the free throw line. Get them working on that, you know, dribble inside, take a 2-3 escape dribble, hit that little 15-footer, little 10-footer. I would have my guys working on that, honestly. That's what I would have my guys working on, honestly. But, you know, he was aggressive tonight, or last night. He was aggressive. And that's what he's going to have to be. He's going to have to be aggressive. Don't worry about just settling for a three. And when Holland's getting in the game, go to the rim. Run that baseline, crash them boards, slash, you know, and that's going to create opportunities for them to be a little bit looser on Tobias, a little bit looser on Cade, a little bit looser on Malik Beasley and Schroeder. You know, the other guys driving. You know, so you know he was the difference last night. You know, at one point he just worried about defending Bronson. You know, that was his agenda. But now, you know, basically they're telling him, we playing 4-on-5, you got to score. You got to continue to get offensive rebounds. You got to continue to do what you do best. Don't worry if you can't shoot the ball. Drive it. Drive the ball. You're going to make the right play when you drive it. He going to make the extra pass. Just make yourself available. Too many times you got guys, and I was saying this about Stewart last year, that sit in that corner, and they just sit in the corner and wait till the ball comes to them. No. Run that baseline. Running that baseline from the corner allows you to get offensive rebounds. That's going to be, in today's NBA, it's about 6 to 10 points a game just running that baseline, and then finally finding you on a hockey assist or finding you on that backdoor cut. That's it. Run that baseline. You're going to get offensive rebounds. You're going to get easy putbacks. You're going to get easy opportunities. You're going to get alley-oops. So that's what you seen yesterday. That was the adjustment. They told Sarah Thompson, hey, man, just do it. Don't worry about shooting it. Hey, just be aggressive. Attack the paint. And if he can attack the paint like that, get to the free throw line, make enough of his free throws, you know, at the end of the day, they got a decision to make. Is they going to give up the tools to Sarah Thompson, right? You know, are they gonna give up the tools to Asar, or are they gonna let the Pistons, you know, shoot them shots? So that was the major adjustment. You know, K got into foul trouble early. You know, he turned up in the second half. Tobias did what he did. I'm kind of a little bit disappointed in him offensively. And my thing is, he getting a lot of switches on Jalen Brunson, but he not making Jalen Brunson pay. Make him pay. You know, I understand he a flopper and it's hard to back him down, but I say this, you know, we talked about Zion and Trey Nim and Tobias, whatever. You know, you got these Zion groupies in my comment section. You still feel that eat a dick. But nonetheless, Zion is going to make Jalen Brunson pay. He will get a switch on Zion. Zion's going to send Jalen Brunson to the upper room. He ain't going to keep flopping versus Zion. Motherfucker going to have an ankle and a clavicle problem. So, yeah, I think, you know, in my humble opinion, Tobias has to do more to make Brunson play. Stop bailing him out for 2 to 10 to 15 footers. Even if you got to take a charge, you got to send a message by, you know, running through him and giving a charge. Bust him in his fucking chops. Yeah, bust him in his fucking chops. I've never seen him open this fifth lane up. That's crazy. I just thought they had the fifth lane X because you couldn't ride the fifth lane. I thought it was like a pat, you know, when you got to pull over or whatever. But they got the fifth lane open this morning. But I don't come this way. No Diddy, no Harry Weinstein, no Kevin Spacey, no Kanye. But yeah, man, I think he got to kill that matchup more. You know, if they gonna switch me on Brunson every time, motherfucker, you got to give me 25. He had 17, like that'd be 25. So I saw had 22, K had 24. And the Pistons got to do a better job of closing them games out. You know? But that's gonna come with experience. They not gonna win the series. You know, and I think there still hasn't been a playoff win in LCA. I think it still hasn't been one. I don't remember the Wings winning the playoff game there. And I don't remember the Pistons winning one there. They obviously haven't. So if they can accomplish winning the first playoff game in Little Caesars Arena, and I think with all the development going downtown as well, they have an opportunity to get their own arena, man. There's a lot of development going downtown. You see the tide switching downtown too. You know, the demographic of people over the last few years, you see more and more white people creeping up downtown. You know, a lot of people laying they you know, seeds there, businesses opening up. You know, a lot of clubs they used to be there ain't there no more. So downtown, the demographic is changing. You know, I think they talking about turning down the Ransom building. I could be wrong on that. Maybe you might find Jimmy Hoffa. But for the last night, you know, Brunson, I don't know if the ankle's starting to take its toll on Jalen Brunson. But the longer and longer the series goes, I think it's starting to favor the Pistons a little bit because of their youth, and they play more guys. So even the series they short they bench, which I don't like that. I think, you know, even when the Pistons won the championship, they still went 10 deep. Every time they won the championship, they went 10 deep or something like that. You got to remember back in the day, James Edwards, you know, Derek Douglas was on the end of one of those championship teams. People forget with the Pistons. Rick Mahorn, they bench went deep. Mark McGuire, they bench went real deep. No Kanye. So yeah. So yeah, don't just short your bench to 8. That's helping the Knicks out. You know, a lot of people in my comment section said they want to see Schroeder get a chance, and I agree. But in my opinion, they found the way to win. Jesus Christ, if they can get Schroeder, if they can get Malik Beasley to step up, man, this series will be over with, man. I think Tobias has done his part. I think Tim Hardaway's done more than enough. And I remember somebody saying, well, I think they got to get rid of Beasley and Tim Hardaway. I'm like, why? Yeah, my whole thing is why? Why is this thing where they got to get rid of them? Why not add? You can keep Tim Hardaway on the team. You can keep Malik Beasley on the team. You could deal, I know they say I want to trade Booker. You can deal for a Booker if you want to deal for a Zion. I don't know who else they deal for. Why take? Why you got to take? Why you can't just add? And they got them guys been playing pretty well all season. Beasley, it's just been an issue into this series. But it still don't deserve. I still think, why not keep those guys? It's a great fit. They're not gonna break the bank to the point where you can't get another guy. You're gonna have to probably part with somebody you really like. But they stay alive. They stay alive. They played very well last night. Cut the turnovers down. Now you playing 5-on-5 in your starting lineup, and that's one thing you don't get from Jaden Ivey. With Jaden Ivey, you're gonna play 5-on-5. That's what you miss about him, because you have to account for his speed. And him breaking that leg might be the best thing to happen to him. It might sound like some bullshit what I'm saying, but it might get him to be a little bit more controlled. I'm so tired of this white lady driving, bro. I'm sorry. It might get him to play more under control, but once he learned to harness his speed, him and Cade should be working on ball handling this summer. And it's difficult when you're a bigger guard to handle the ball. And for Ivy, it's difficult when you that fast. So now it's about getting the ball. Most people say, well, he can't play without the ball. He was playing without the ball this season, playing pretty well without it. Catch and shoot was on point. So now it's just to the point I would like to see him. And honestly, as much as they ball usage they put in Schroeder hand, I think that's good enough for Jaden Ivey and Cade. I think if Ivy got a rocking, Cade is enough to, hey, nigga, do your thing. I'll be on the wing I'll be on the wing waiting on you. So I'm interested to see that dynamic. Hopefully they can stay healthy next year and it worked. But if they chose to move on and add somebody else, I would understand it too. But Ivy's still my favorite Piston. But thumbs up the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel. Next subscribe button is the bell icon button. Hit all notifications, increase your chance of notifications. Check out the Piston post-game reaction playlist. Check out Detroit Piston Talk playlist. Thumbs up the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel. Next subscribe button is the bell icon button. Hit all notifications, increase your chance of notifications. We go live or drop video. Let me know what you think in the comment section. Peace.